Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Sammy and this is DIY Speed Garage. Welcome to another video. We're gonna do a DIY install. It's gonna be simple, it's gonna be quick, and it's something you haven't seen before. At least something that I haven't seen before. And hopefully you guys will like it. I finally found this upgrade, this item that I'm gonna put on the GX. And basically, ever since I installed my aftermarket taillights, because they're smoke tinted, whatever, they're dark, I've always wanted to do something about the bright red reflector lights in the bumper, which actually house the reverse light. And there's nothing on the market. I always check in periodically online, and I'll do a Google search and see if there's anything, any like smoked tinted reflector slash backup lights online, but there's never anything. I've looked everywhere. I've looked on AliExpress, Alibaba, just everywhere, and there's never anything. And then recently I found something kind of interesting, and that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm installing in these bumpers and getting rid of these ugly bright red reflectors slash backup lights. I know I could have tinted these with some film to match the taillights, but it's just, it seems kind of cheap to me to do it that way, so I got this new thing instead. So let me show you guys what I've got. Alright, so I did a Google search. I did Lexus GX460 reverse lights, bumper lights, and this is what popped up. They are housings which replace those reflectors in the bumper. Basically, they're 3D printed. They're made by a company called NYTOP, NYTOP, NYTOP. A lot of people think they're NYTOP, but they're NYTOP. And their website is NYTOP.store. I'll leave a link in the description, and I got you guys a discount code. I'll also put this in the video. I think it's DIY Speed Garage 10 off, so you guys can get 10% off everything on their website. They have really cool stuff. They have a lot of, you know, custom made stuff, because I think they use like a 3D scanner or 4D scan tool, so everything is basically custom made. They got a lot of cool stuff for the GX. Alright, so with these, they recommended getting the DIODE DYNAMICS flat mount pods. So basically, yeah, these are the ones I went with, and they also recommended another one. I don't remember what it was on their website, but anyways, let me get back to this. So this is 3D printed. You can get it in two finishes. Basically, just the regular 3D print finish, which is what I opted for, or you could get the wrinkle, like black wrinkle finish, which I think is about $50 extra. So I figured I'd just do my own finish, which I did. I lightly sanded these down, and then I hit it with some 2-in-1 like primer with black, I think it was enamel, and I did 3 light coats, and it looks pretty good. But if you guys don't want to do all that, just get the wrinkle finish, or just get the non-finished black 3D printed finish like I did, and just leave it as is. But yeah, they're very quality, very thick, very heavy. I mean, not heavy in a bad way, but you can feel like they're nicely printed, and it feels really sturdy. It doesn't feel brittle or cheap. So yeah, they're definitely nice. They even left out little holes right there, so if water gets in here, it won't puddle up, it'll drain out. So it's pretty well thought out. You can see that right there. See, that's the little hole. But yeah, it's I'm excited to get these installed and get those ugly bright red useless reflector slash reverse lights out. So these Diode Dynamics pods, they've got some sort of a dual function where you can wire them so that they're like running lights, like in the background, and then you can engage them, switch on the main beams. So basically they come in a few different colors. I think you can get like the background color like in red, amber, blue, and white. I'm gonna use these as backup lights, as reverse lights, so I just got the regular white ones, but I'll leave links in the description. You guys can get them with a few different colors. And then you can also get a switch, so basically you can wire them, like let's say you get red ones, so you can have that as your background color. They'll always stay on with your tail lights at night. And then you can also have a switch to switch on the main beam whenever you want, like for chase lights or whatever. And then you can also wire them into your reverse lights, so basically you can operate them independently whenever you want. So, but I'm just gonna wire them in as my reverse lights for now, because I already have chase lights, or a light bar on the back, which is my chase light right up there. So I don't need any chase lights. I just want to get rid of these bright red things. So pretty simple install. All you need is some shrink tubing, some solder steel wire connectors, and wire stripper, you know, crimper, whatever. You don't really need the crimper. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and get started installing that. I'm gonna get these out first. I'll show you guys how to get them out, and then we'll fit the new housings in, and then we'll do the wiring for the new light pods. The new lights, they come with a little connector that plugs in the back, and I think it's got like 3 wires, and then those 3 wires are the 3 different triggers. One is for running lights, one is for background light, and one is for a backup light, I guess. Alright, so let's get to it, guys. Alright, you guys, let me just show you real quick. You're gonna have 2 10mm bolts in the back. One is gonna be on the outside and one is gonna be on the inside. So just so you have an idea where those 2 bolts are. So this is on the passenger side. So one is gonna be on there, one is gonna be down there, and then same thing is on the other side basically. So let's get down there and I'll show you guys how you get access to that. Alright, you guys, so to get access to the bolts, you're gonna have to take off this plastic, I guess, aerodynamic wing, whatever that is, and it's held in by 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Basically, once that comes out, I think it's just those 4. I think that'll also make your mud flap kind of loose. So let's go ahead and get those out. I got an electric ratchet, and this is 10mm. Pretty sure it's a 10. So give it a try. Yep, it's a 10mm. Alright, so I'm gonna get these out and then we'll go into the next step. There's another hidden one right up in here. So if you're looking at this, there's a hidden one right in there. It's also a 10mm. Alright, once you get this out, you'll find there's a wire harness connected to this plastic panel. So just get a little flat-headed screwdriver and push this clip out so you can get this loose. So once you got this plastic thing out of the way, there's your first bolt right there. You gotta take that out. That's your reverse bulb right there, the socket. And then you've got on this side over here, you've got like a little plastic type right there, a little alignment, little rod and clip. I think you got to squeeze that to let go, to let the light slide back out. And then on top of that, that's where your 10mm bolt is going to be, on top of that plastic on the top side. So I'm going to go ahead and get those out, get this light out. The connector and the wiring is attached to the light housing right there. I don't know if you can see that, but you'll have to get that retaining clip off so you can get the wiring harness disconnected from the light housing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll be back with you guys in a sec. Alright, so I found another clip that's holding the housing in place. It's right there, if you guys can see that. So you're gonna have to push that way, and then once you have the other one that I showed you on that side pushed in, then the whole housing can come out. So I didn't see that one to begin with. Alright you guys, the light housing is out, and this is what's attached to it, that harness I told you about. So all you gotta do is, with a flat blade screwdriver, just push the one side in and then get the whole thing out. And you guys already know me, I'm one of those while you're in there type of guys. Yeah, here's the before. And here is the after, nice and clean, ready for the new housing. Let's go get it. Actually, before we get the new housing, let's go ahead and get our wiring done. So basically this is the connector that plugs into the reverse light socket. So I'm just gonna chop it off. I'll keep it just in case. I know I won't need it, but I'll expose some more of the wire and get this done real quick. Alright, so basically on the wiring, I wanted to just help you guys out. You got, this is the wires that come from the connector for the reverse light bulb socket. So the black and white, the white with black stripe wire is the ground, and the red is the 12 volt, the trigger wire. So when you put it in reverse, that's what activates the reverse light bulb. And what you want to do is, if you just want your light pod to come on with the reverse light, you take your connector that came with the light pod, and basically you'll do black with the white, and then you'll do the red with the red. The blue wire on this is the background light. So for example, you can wire this to your tail light, running light, your parking light, if you wanted to do that. So let's say you got a light pod with the red background, you'll wire this to your tail light, basically run a wire from up from the tail light, whatever the parking light is, down to this blue, and then you'll have it running whenever your tail lights are on. Alright, so those of you who haven't done much wiring and connections, I like using these They're called solder steel wire connectors. So basically they've got the seal and the solder inside. You put your wire in, then you put your other wire in. Okay. And then those two meet up where the solder is. Just like that. And you grab a lighter and just melt it. Alright guys, so after you have your connections done, you'll have something looking like this. Basically those two wires are connected. Since this one isn't connecting, I'm not connecting it anywhere. I just cut off the end, and then I have some of this conduit. If you guys don't have any, you could use electrical tape or whatever, but I have some of this stuff. I'll leave links in the description for this conduit, for the wire connectors, and some heat shrink tubing also. That's what I put some on this end. I put it, it's in here, you can't see it, but I'll add this and then put some tape, electrical tape, to tape that off, and then we're good to go. Then you have your connector here, and then we'll go from there. Alright, this is the last one I'm going to show you guys. I added my tubing, and then I went ahead and added some Tessa tape. I like to use Tessa tape for my wiring connections and harnesses and whatever. It's like a cloth type tape. I don't know exactly, but it's really strong and durable, and it's what they use on vehicle wiring harnesses, a lot of the OEMs, manufacturers. So yep, so this is done. Now we're gonna get to basically installing bracket or whatever. So my plan is to install the light in here first, the light pod, mount it, and then install the whole housing in, because it'll just be easier that way. I'll have more space to tighten the nuts on the back and everything, because honestly it's not a lot of, it's kind of difficult to contort your arm in there from underneath. So I prefer to install the light pod in here first, and then after that I'll secure this whole thing with the bolts. So I wanted to show you guys the guys at NYTOP. They pre-drilled, being pre-tapped these holes very nicely. I was thinking, oh, I see that they already threaded them and everything, but let me just try and go through them one time. But nope, no need. They go in so smooth. They go all the way in just with my fingers, by hand. It's so nice and easy. Like, they did a great job threading these for the factory bolts that were on the original lamps, reverse lamps. So no need to do this. I mean, at least on mine. I'm pretty sure it'll be on all of them. And also wanted to show you guys, I already added the light pod in here. Added the nuts on the back. So this thing's ready to go in. Let's get that done. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my connector. It's a tight fit, so at least on the first time it was really tight, but that's good because it's got a rubber gasket and everything, rubber seal. Okay, there's a little click This little thing in here should click once it's all the way in. So let's go ahead and slide the housing in. Okay. I'm gonna try and push this down. Hold on a second. All right. Let's see. Something is keeping it from. There we go. Just had to use both of my hands. Man, that looks good. Man, that looks good. Now, before I go in and put all the bolts back in, put everything together, I'm gonna do the other side, and then I'm gonna test the reverse light, make sure it works. I'm sure it works because I did everything right, and then I'll be able to show you guys what it looks like, and then I'll do some night shots. So I'll get the other side done, and I'll see you guys in a sec. Alright guys, so the install is finished. I got both sides on. I got my connectors and everything connected. Got the lights installed. I don't know if I told you, but I chose to install the pods onto the brackets first, just because it's easier to tighten everything. You have less access from underneath. So everything is installed, and yeah, I think it looks great. Let me show you guys real quick. Alright, so let me give you a close-up. That's the DIODE DYNAMICS light pod. Here's the NYTOP trim. Very nice. Looks very OEM, great finish. It's got the little pre-drilled holes right there in the corners, so if when water gets in here, it'll drain out. Well thought of. No more ugly bright red useless lamps that really aren't lamps. They were just for the reverse. Now I got these nice reverse light pods. If you want to wire those three-way, for example, background lighting with your tail lights when they're on, also reverse, and then also if you want to add a switch to individually control them, I think you need to get a different connector from the DIODE DYNAMICS website. But if you just want to do the background lights and the reverse lights, then the connector it comes with is perfectly fine. But yeah, now finally those match the rest of the GX with the taillights and everything. And then yeah, NYTOP really did a great job. These guys 3D printed this very nicely, very solid. Now these had the holes pre-drilled on the left and the right side, but you could drill any, you can drill your holes wherever you want, or add holes maybe in the corners depending on what type of light pod you have. And you can probably cut this out bigger if you want to put in a bigger pod, light pod. But I'm happy with it as it is, and I'll leave a link in the description for everything. I'll leave a link for the brackets from NYTOP. I'll put the discount code in the description as well. I'll put links for the Diode Dynamics light pods. I'll put links for the red, the amber, and the white like mine. And I'll put links for the solder connectors, the little ones that you heat up and then the solder joins the wires. I'll put links for the heat shrink tubing. I'll put links for the wire strippers, and yeah, everything is going to be in the description. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I am going to put these on real quick so that you guys can see how they look when you have the reverse lights on, and then I'll also do a nighttime shot so you guys can see how bright they are at night. I haven't seen how bright they are at night myself, so yeah, hopefully it gets dark soon. I think around maybe 8-9 p.m. so we'll see. But yeah, let me get you that shot of these things while they're on. Alright, let's put it in reverse. Yeah guys, this is pretty bright. I'm liking it. Very, very bright. I can't even look at it in its daytime. So alright, let's do a night shot, so stick around. Alright you guys, this is the lights outside, or it's dark I mean, and this is with the reverse lights off. Alright, let's get reverse lights on. This is the reverse lights, which is the new light pods basically. Super bright. As you can see, it's complete darkness when they're out. And there you go guys, totally worth the upgrade. Alright you guys, so I showed you the shots, how it looks. I'm very happy with the build quality of the NYTOP brackets. They're very nice, perfect fit. The holes line up for the bolts and everything. Everything is perfect. It feels very solid, and I highly recommend them. Check them out, links in the description. And I'm liking the Diode Dynamics lights as well. Very bright, much better. And yeah, this just completes the look of the GX, you know, the back side of the GX, and I'm happy. So definitely recommend this if you don't like those ugly bright, you know, lamps that don't do anything except for the reverse lights. And but yeah, that's it for now guys. I have a few other upgrades coming up. I have suspension upgrade, I have to do a fuel tank skid install, and a few other things, probably onboard air. So stick around, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks, bye.